to. I seen her just bawling her eyes out, and it's like nobody like died or nothing. I just could tell that she was like super stressed out. But when I got into high school, it really hit me like this is really hard. Like what she did for us. She made so many sacrifices for us. And I'm like, I gotta. It's like my responsibility to try to make her life as best as I can. Me and my siblings' responsibility, so she can just relax for the next 40, 50 years.
Where do you fit in as far as youngest, oldest?
I'm the
How
youngest.
old are you? You're the youngest?
And I got a twin sister too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How old are your other siblings?
So my older sister, my twin sister, she's gonna say she's older because she's a woman older than me. But so I'm 21. She's 21. My second oldest is 20. Man, she's 24. She's a little older now. And then my
Life comes at you
yeah,
quick.
oh my, like really old. And my other sister is 28.
Okay.
Yep.
You got any personal goals for yourself? Maybe not just on the field this season, but maybe off of it as well?
I just want to graduate and let's see what comes next.
What have you been doing just maybe I already asked it, but what have you been doing just off the field right now to maybe try to improve yourself maybe as a player and a person and things like that?
Just doing as much recovery as I can and watch as much film as I can.
How has the adjustment between, I guess, the Texas State strength and conditioning program and Oklahoma strength and conditioning program been?
Yeah.
I've asked a lot of guys,
Yeah.
like transfers,
Oh,
that
yeah,
question.
man.
And there's been, everybody kind of says there's been a stark difference. In
Man,
Schmidt.
like I just remember like the first day, like we just stretched. And I'm like, dang, this is hard. We haven't even started yet. But it's been like after like the first few days, my body got real used to it. Schmitty, he expects your best and nothing but your best. So it's definitely been an adjustment, but I always just think that it's for the greater good. So I don't really try to complain.
Was part of coming to Oklahoma maybe just you wanted to put yourself out there more and give yourself just a bigger spotlight as a player?
Oh yeah,
for you?
Yep. That's really all it was. And I love the culture and how traditional the school is, and it's just a great place to be.
I've asked everybody this question. I've asked everybody this question on the lines of strength and conditioning, the coaching stations, because not every program does those.
All right.
Can you talk about your first experience at Oklahoma's coaching stations on Tuesday?
Like it's.
I've got a variation of answers. Some
Yeah,
people said, "Oh man, it was hard."
It's hard now. Like I'm not. They're hard. It's not for everybody. But Texas State was way worse at their mat drills. I'll say.
Yeah.
It was way harder at Texas State, but this is still some pressure though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Obviously, your position group was a focus when you talk about the transfer portal and the guys that were brought in. What's it been like getting to know those guys? And just how do you feel like this group's sort of coming together? I know you obviously haven't been on the field yet.
They're just really good dudes, real hungry dudes, real talented, real experienced, and I'm just really ready to play with them. They deserve like everything because they work so hard every day, and it's really good leadership, and they just have a lot of expectations out of us, and we're gonna reach all the goals they set for us.
How did your relationship develop with Jacob, and just what's that meant to you to have a guy that you can connect with like that?
It's real cool, yeah. He's a really good dude. We like the same, like, I guess you could call us nerds. You know what I'm saying? We both like, you know what I'm saying, like anime and just like watching cartoons. Just, you know what I'm saying? We're not too cool for things like that. So, yeah, it's definitely cool. Because I was a little nervous. I'm like, man, is everybody just going to be just football this, football that here? Like, but it's definitely cool to find somebody like that, just like me.
What are some of the other things you're into? Which anime is? What else? Sort of in that line.
Dragon Ball Z is definitely like my favorite. Like it's my favorite anime, cartoon, whatever you want to call it. It's my favorite TV show of all time. Like I grew up wanting to be just like Goku. It's like when you don't have like a father in the house, like guys like me, we like to look at like one of our favorite cartoon dads or anime characters, and I'll always aspire to be just like Goku, just real friendly, peaceful, and work hard.
Thank you, Devon.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Yep.
A little late to the party, but so what's the first month been like for you?
I'm sorry.
What's the first couple of weeks? What's this first month been like for you?
It's been real cool. It's definitely been challenging. I knew when I first got here I had a lot to learn because the programs I was at, like, they just simply didn't push us to excel like that. But this is just like a different plateau, and I'm just excited to see the type of player that I'm going to be. It's been a really good transition, and I'm just going to keep on working.
That moment you hit the portal, all of a sudden these big time schools start coming into the picture. What is that moment like?
So really, like, I didn't get the big schools like for like I think like a few days. Like, I'm like, okay, I was in there for 2 days, right? And I'm like, man, if I don't get no like big over, because I got New Mexico State, I believe, and Western Michigan, like right off the bat. I'm like, which are great programs, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, if I don't get like Power 5, I'm gonna stay at Texas State. But man, when they like, I think my first offer was Arizona State. Yeah, Arizona State. So I'm like, it was just like so surreal because I just never, like, I always saw myself as like that type of player, but like once you like actually like get the opportunity, it feels like something you never felt before.
You don't have to give them up, but did you bring that up to the teammate who said, maybe this isn't the best idea in the world?
Nah. I just let them tell me congratulations, just leave it at that.
How did your coaches at Texas State react when you told them, hey, this is something I want to pursue?
So the reason why I even left Texas State is because all the coaches got fired.
Oh.
So, I mean, there was no conversation with them. But they just, before they left, they said that they would help me if I ever decided to enter the transfer portal. So, like, I have so much respect for those guys. Even wanted to help me, even though they didn't have, they were obligated to help me. So, that was real cool.
It's an interesting deal. Texas State actually has had a lot of guys transfer and go to different places. Mm-hmm. Talk about your time there. What was it like playing?
It was really good. Like, I really love the dudes, the coaches, just like the staff in general. The city is absolutely beautiful. The campus is beautiful. But we just didn't win. Like, once you like take away all that and you're not winning, like it like affects you just like emotionally, because say you're training just as hard as anybody else, but like it just feels like we can't get over ourselves.
Were you playing the whole time thinking I can play at a elite more brand of football?
Yeah, when I went against Baylor, I'm like, yeah, I can play this. Baylor, a great team, but I'm like, yeah, I can play with these guys for sure.
And you talked about junior college and playing against Perry and Isaiah and stuff. So when you were on the field with them across, watching them play, I guess, were you thinking at that point, hey, these guys are about to do what they're going to do and I can hang with them? Or was it watching their progression when you started connecting those dots?
That's a great question. I just remember just getting like a strip sack against Iowa Western, which is their team, Iowa Western. I'm like, man, yeah, I can play with these guys for real. Like, I can play with these dudes. Why can't I?
Did any of those guys reach out to you when you put your name in the portal?
Nah, I just hit up Isaiah on Snapchat. I'm like, how's Oklahoma treating you? He just said what he said, and I'm like, okay, that's cool then.
What was his kind of selling point to you? What did he have to say about OU in general?
Nah, he was just telling me how they treat us here. It's a great culture, great fan base, and it's just a great opportunity. They're in need of D tackles, and I'll be crazy not to, saw out the opportunity.
How did your connection with Oklahoma get together?
Coach Bates followed him, or it wasn't even Coach Bates. It was his, I'm not sure what, he's a media guy on Oklahoma staff, or not on Oklahoma staff, but like he just does like news for Oklahoma. And I'm like, oh, this is It's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like Oklahoma, like all
So
right.
when did you first talk to him?
So he said, hopefully Oklahoma offers you like literally like the same day. Coach Bates followed me on Twitter and offered me. So I'm like, oh, that was real cool. That was real cool.
What stands out to you about Coach Bates? He's obviously a little bit different guy. When you talk about off the field stuff, poetry. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
Nah, he's he is like such a calm, collected dude that like it can like take you off guard when he raises his voice. But he will yell at you, but he'll also put an arm around you. You know what I'm saying? Which is always like the best happy medium. So
when you took a visit here, were you sold as soon as you got here, or tell us about the recruiting process once you took your visit?
all I'm gonna say is it was definitely hard to look at any other program for sure. Great other programs. I went to Tennessee and Penn State, but it wasn't that hard of a decision to make after that.